All right, good Erev Shabbos, everyone. I wanted to very briefly, I know I'm trying to stay away from politics, but I think there's a certain interface between religion and politics here. And also, the truth is that Supreme Court decisions are not supposed to be political. So the question about the web designer who was accused of violating a Colorado law against discrimination, but actually her claim was that this violated her religious freedom. And how should we view that? My answer is as follows. I support the majority decision on that. And this is how we have to look at it. Is it discriminatory against people who eat pork that a kosher restaurant or a halal restaurant does not serve pork? Or people who eat cheeseburgers, that kosher restaurant doesn't serve cheeseburgers? Of course not. Now, if they say we don't serve your kind around here, you could call that discrimination. You could still argue back and forth whether or not that should be permitted or not legally. But certainly, everyone agrees that when it comes to a type of service or a type of product, that it's not discriminatory to not offer a particular product or service. And so again, with this particular question, let's say with the case of the website, wedding website, if two men who identified as heterosexual were having a wedding, let's say for tax purposes or something, and this web designer would make the wedding website in that case, but if a lesbian woman and a gay man were getting married and she would not design the wedding website in that case, right? That would be discriminatory, because that would be based on, even though we could discuss this question of the validity of these identities, but nonetheless, the modern society has accepted this idea of these identities. And so therefore, with that being said, if it's saying we're not serving your kind, let's say the cake shop, right? Similar case. If they won't sell a birthday cake to someone who identifies as a gay man, right? That would be discriminatory. But again, if they say we're not making a same-sex wedding cake for anybody, even for someone who identifies as straight, but they're, again, whatever it is, for whatever reason, two straight men would get married, and they would serve them in that case, even if it's all theoretical, and etc., and they would not serve two people who identify as gay, who are as a man and a woman getting married, biological man, biological woman getting married. That would, and they say, oh, we can't do that. That would be the case where it would be discriminatory, because that would be about the person as opposed to the service or the expression or etc. And I think it's a perfect analogy of saying, it's not discriminatory for a kosher restaurant to not serve pork. It's the exact same thing. Or a halal restaurant to not serve pork, or a kosher restaurant to not serve cheeseburgers. It's exactly the same thing, because this is their religion, and and not only doesn't even have to really be a religious issue. Not everyone provides every service. And so if the particular business does not provide services like this, it's not about the couple, it's about the ceremony, right? The style of the ceremony and so forth, right? And even someone else gave an example of an atheist being asked to design a banner, proclaiming the deity of Jesus or something. Would they have the right to say no? That they can't make that banner because they're atheist? Yes, they would have that right. Just the same. Meaning the religious freedom also protects there. They wouldn't be forced to make it. And then you take your business elsewhere. The same thing is here. It's not nobody's being prevented from being served altogether. These are private companies that are making these decisions. And so therefore it's not discriminatory against a type of person, and it's people who are protected by the laws of discrimination, which again, you can argue the merit of such laws. But if such a law is on the book, you're not discriminating against a person by saying we do not provide a particular product or service. It's very, very simple case, and it should not be controversial. It's only controversial because the left wants it to be controversial. They create artificial controversies for the sake of riling people up and getting emotions involved instead of common sense. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. I am sure you could disagree, and I would love to. This isn't hateful. I'm not encouraging any hate or discrimination against any group or perceived group. I am only talking about, this is what, the problem. Now, we did have one problematic Supreme Court case that came out. We're not going to talk about that one, but we do have one that is probably the more important one, was the protection for the Sabbath, which will certainly help people of my faith as well as others, and it's a wonderful thing that was 9-0, which is beautiful. So there are things we can agree on, and I think if we learn more about each other and talk to each other and have more dialogue and more understanding, we're going to find out that we have much more in common. And also if people get the facts. So, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you all later. Take care.